let me just play. Do we have Jasmine Crockett's comments on Governor Hot Wheels? Here it is.
Because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So yes.
Okay,
great.
It's so funny when you make some fun of somebody in a wheelchair. You know,
yeah,
everybody just laughs.
People like that.
They love that, especially the people in the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or wheelchairs. It doesn't have to be the specific guy you're talking about. Actually, he says, "I don't care."
No, yeah,
you know, heard worse.
I don't think he does.
He does not care. He does not care.
Still, and then she's now trying to back off of it, and she's claiming that what she was talking about is the wheels on the bus that go round and round.
Yeah.
And bring illegal immigrants up north. That's what she meant. She didn't mean that he's in a wheelchair. No. It was that he has a policy that is related to buses. That was the big criticism there.
Okay, sure. Okay, now, that makes no sense whatsoever.
No.
And that is not what she meant.
And it makes a little bit less sense because she was posting about Governor Hot Wheels a year before he started that policy. So it's difficult to believe. Look, I'll be honest with you, Glenn. I freaking love Jasmine Crockett.
You do.
I want her to be the face of the Democratic Party for decades to come.
Yes,
she is every single perfect thing about what you want in an opponent. She's so dumb. She is a complete and utter moron. And she comes out with this sort of like, and it's fake, by the way, this fake sass thing that she does all the time, which if you watch videos of her before she was elected, she is the most buttoned up person in the world. It's just so fake.
She's not talking about hot ass stupid.
Not hot ass messes.
Yeah, messes, that's what it was. Yeah.
None of that. She's actually just completely buttoned up and speaks in a very intellectual way. That's gone now because this is what's winning her elections and attention.
Sure.
And I am here for it. I love her. I cherish her.
Well,
I want her to be the face of the Democratic Party.
I'm going to be even less broad than you are.
Okay.
I love her because, I mean, we can feast on her stupidity for a very long time in this program.
The show material that will come from Jasmine Crockett.
It'll be easy. It'll be easy. We won't have to put in a day's worth of work as long as she's in office.
No. We can do we need to prep the show this morning?
No.
There's a Jasmine Crockett clip. That is.
No, I just want to play it out. Here she's talking about Governor Hot Wheels. Our governor, in case you don't know, is in a wheelchair. Isn't that funny? Anyway, so he's in a wheelchair. Now, let's just remember that they've made fun of Elon Musk, calling him just weird and awkward.
Oh, yeah.
And he just doesn't know how to act. Yeah. He's autistic. He's on the spectrum. Big time on the spectrum. So, yeah, he is a little awkward. But don't you love it when people make fun of people that have autism? It's so
hilarious,
funny.
yeah.
Not as funny as when you make fun of people in wheelchairs.
No.
Okay, anyway,
nothing's that funny.
Nothing's that funny. Except the left. Here's a little montage of the left going after Trump. Because they say, mocked the disabled. Here it is.
Donald Trump, meanwhile, is under fire after appearing to mock a reporter's disability.
The disabled reporter. It is this vulgar, unempathetic, disgusting, reprehensible behavior towards the little guy.
What a ride. Mocking the handicapped.
It's all part of the Trump stump speech, but now some are saying Trump may have crossed the line just to get some laughs.
I mean, there's no coming back from this. In order to stand a chance, surely he's going to have to apologize.
The New York Times says Donald Trump went too far.
When Trump cruelly mocked a disabled reporter, he was also mocking my special needs sister, Lisa.
But you see that this is just plain wrong. And it's not just one moment in Donald Trump's career or life where he's done something offensive to people with disabilities.
We even heard about it when he would see people
disabled.
They're all gone.
They're all gone.
Be almost disgusted by it. This is an incredibly low and petulant man.
It's amazing. All those people who were talking about how Donald Trump has no chance of coming back
Didn't
are
recognize
all
any of them.
gone. I mean, the one who actually said it was Trevor Noah, who's now lost his show and is, I guess, somewhere.
No, I mean, it leads to great success. How's this working out for you guys? Again, it's just reprehensible. Could we play Jasmine Crockett again at the Human Rights Campaign event? Here we go. Cut one.
Donald Trump, meanwhile, is under fire.
Because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. Yes.
That is so good.
That's so funny. She's
good.
so funny.
Yeah.
I, for one, particularly appreciate the uproarious laughter and applause of which, I mean, look, the only joke there is that the man is in a wheelchair. That's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing clever about it. There's no tie into a policy. None of that. It's just, she's just making fun of him for being disabled. That is the entire joke. There's not even like an extra layer on top of it. And the crowd is just, they love it. They're eating it up.
So what's crazy is you just see who these people are. You see absolutely who these people are. They are everything they have accused us of being. They're violent. They want to overthrow the government. They want to just grind the government to a halt. They're gonna come after you. They're gonna silence your speech. Everything they say about us, they are. It's never been more clear. You know what? They make fun of the handicapped. They're heartless. Governor Hot Wheels? Really? And they're all laughing, and it's fine. Because, again, this is the one thing you need to know about the left. And you, as a Democrat, just have to decide, do I believe this? The ends justify the means. I don't believe that. Stu doesn't believe that. That's why, honestly, we came out a couple of days ago when they started talking about a third term for Donald Trump. No. Would I like that for Donald Trump if he's making all kinds of progress, which he seems to be making it now? And would I love to have that? Sure, I would. But we've learned our lesson from that. We don't do that. Because it's not just Donald Trump that would get a third term. We'd still have President Obama. You cannot open that door. So we stand for something, and we'll call out our own. Yesterday, we talked about the Signal scandal. Stupid. I wondered why we were even using Signal until I realized, oh, crap, Biden made that okay.
Wasn't that a reason not to use Signal?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But this is something Biden did. All right, that doesn't make it right. I don't want us to use Signal. I think that's a very, very bad idea. And I really do want to know, how did that reporter's name get on to that Signal call? I'd like to know. How did that happen? We have to know these things, and they have to answer for it. And unlike the Biden administration, yesterday, those involved came out and apologized. Really, it was a mistake, didn't mean to, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. That's a good start. Now let's find out how the name got on, who had that in their list of Signal, because that would tell you an awful lot. How did this happen? That's called being consistent. This is when you don't believe in the ends justify the means. If you believe in the ends justify the means, you could then say, well, because of global warming, we should kill people in the population. How could you possibly say that? I don't know. How else do you read what Bill Gates says? He says we have to reduce the population. And with birth control and vaccines, we'll be able to do that. Now, I've tried to figure that one out for a while, because don't vaccines actually save lives? Or is it that they kill, or is it that you're going to have some vaccine that will make people sterile? I don't know, but I haven't figured that one out. When you look at the World Economic Forum, when they talk about we're going to reduce the number of people that are living right now. Okay, Spooky. Maybe we should turn down the Dracula and the Nazis down just a little bit. Can you, when you're saying that, could you just either stop drinking the chalice of blood or maybe just wipe some of the blood off of your chin because you spilled a little blood and it's freaking me out a little bit. This is who these people are, and it's clear as a bell, and you have to choose. Now, that doesn't mean that you suddenly love Donald Trump. It just means that you will judge things case by case. What did he do here? What did he do here? I may not like this, but I do like this. What did my side do? I don't like that. Why don't I like that? I don't like that because it violates a few principles that we've all held to be self-evident for an awful long time. But until we can get out of our lizard brain and start looking and saying, okay, all right, let's think, you're never going to be able to solve anything because all that's going to happen is you're going to, and this is not why we played it. In fact, I played it, the Governor Hot Wheels thing, because she doesn't make me mad. She's a moron. She's a boob in shoes. So that doesn't make me mad. There is something I watched today that really, really made me mad. And I decided to put that on X, not on the show. I'm like, I'm not going to even deal with it because this one makes me mad. I want to stay out of my lizard brain and actually just think. And I recommend that the Democrats do that as well, because the responses that you've been giving now for the last, 6 or 7 years, how are they working out for you? Doesn't seem to be working out. You might want to look who you surrounded yourself with and go, I don't know, ends don't justify the means, and these people might be crazy. These people are trying to burn down the country, starting with every Tesla around. I don't know. Maybe that's not the best thing for me to be involved in. Nutrition is such an important part of your dog's life. I know it sounds like a no-brainer, but consider this. If your dog is eating every day, all he's eating is kibble food, he's not really having a great diet. I mean, that's like, shoveling McDonald's into your kids every single day for every meal. That would be really bad. Once in a while, McDonald's isn't bad. Well, it probably is, but I'm going to eat it anyway. But a steady diet, I never feed my kids that. This is what you're feeding your dog. Rough Greens will help cure that. You don't have to change what you're feeding them. All of the nutrients and everything else, it's all been baked out in kibble food because it has to sit on a shelf for 2 years according to government regulations. So it's time to give your dog back all those things he's missing in his food with Rough Greens. Developed by a naturopathic doctor, Dennis Black. Supplement you sprinkle on the top of whatever you're feeding your dog. It has all the nutrients he needs with the flavor he's going to love. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com. Get a Jumpstart trial bag just to use promo code BECK. That's ruffgreens.com. Promo code BECK. You just cover the shipping. That's it. Ruffgreens.com. Promo code BECK. 10 seconds. Station ID. All right. I don't like this news. A significant force of B-2 Spirit stealth bombers looks to be currently making its way to the Indian Ocean island of Diego Garcia. Satellite imagery now shows that at least 3 C-17 cargo planes and 10 aerial refueling tankers have been forward deployed in the last 48 hours to the highly strategic British territory, which has been used as a staging point for the U.S. strikes in the Middle East on multiple occasions in the past. The buildup comes amid new surge in U.S. strikes targeting the Houthis and growing warnings to Iran from the Trump administration over the support of the Yemeni militants and Iran's nuclear ambitions. The crews of 2 B-2 bombers, call signs Pitch 11 and Pitch 14, could be heard communicating with air traffic controllers in Australia earlier this week in publicly available audio. The crew of Pitch 11 confirms the presence of a third bomber as well. The trio of bombers appears to have refueled in flight over Australia while heading westward. So what does this mean? I don't know. It could be just a buildup of, hey, don't screw with us. We just want you to know, yeah, we can come and get you at any time. I'm hoping that's what that means, and the world, understands that you can't just keep bombing ships in a international shipping zone, a very important, critical shipping zone. But that's what Iran is doing, and they're also threatening now the use of nuclear weapons, blah, blah, blah. Same thing we've been hearing forever and ever and ever. I know Donald Trump does not like war, but Donald Trump also doesn't screw around. There is a threat that if things fall apart in Europe, and there's good news on that front, if things fall apart with the Ukrainians and the Russians, and then something happens in the Middle East, China will make a move on Taiwan, and you have those three things happening. We can't defend it. We can't do a three-front war. We can't even do a one-front war if it's Taiwan. We don't have the supply lines to be able to defend a war in Taiwan. So it is, just pray for peace. Pray for peace, because this is getting a little scary.
Concerned that you just blah'd a nuclear weapons attack? They're going to throw some nuclear weapons, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well, okay, so I wouldn't say that about Russia, and I wouldn't say that about China.
Yeah.
But how long have we been hearing that Iran is days away from having a nuclear weapon?
Yeah, no, it's true. We have been hearing that for a long time.
So, I don't want to say this because I don't really mean this. I'll believe it when I see it, because I hope to never see it.
Right, yes.
But I can't trust any of the people on any side that says they're very close. I'm sure they are close, but they've been close now for 20 years. So can somebody just say, hey, by the way, we've been saying this for 20 years, and they have been close, but we've had setbacks, and here's the setbacks, and here's what happened, blah, 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 blah. Then I'd take that more seriously.
Yeah, I mean, if the setbacks have been caused by our military and Israel's military largely.
Right.
So, that is true. I think that's a fair...
Yes.
They get a little closer, something happens, we back them up a little bit.
Right. And that's why the stealth bombers are probably there.
To back them up a little bit. Yeah. I think that's probably true. It's interesting. Trump's philosophy on foreign engagement, if you will, is interesting, because I think you could look at it on a different day. I think a lot of people could just see it as he's isolationist. He doesn't want to get involved in anything. And then the next day you could say, actually, I can't believe he's taking out Soleimani. Right? What's he doing?
Right.
He's too involved. It's like he has a line, and he doesn't want to get involved in these things. But if that line is crossed, he's not like Obama, where he's going to say, "Oh, the red line," and then never do anything. When you actually violate it, you're seeing it in Israel now. When you don't release the hostages, he's going to say, "Okay, go ahead, Israel, go on."
Oh, and tariffs too. We're going to talk about that next.
This is Glenn Beck.
Well, springtime is here. We've got the tournament. We've got basketball playoffs coming up. We've got baseball season just right around the corner. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players to to the diamond of your Prize Picks lineup, which is really, really fun to do. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, or first inning runs, basically anything you want to go in on. You can pick more or less for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your money today, with over 10 million members and billions of dollars so far in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everybody. The app is really simple to use, and it's a lot of fun, too. I've been loving it for years now. From Shohei Ohtani's heat to Aaron Judge's power, every pitch counts with Prize Picks. Become a part of America's #1 daily fantasy sports app today, and you can start winning. It's available to play in more than 40 states, including California and Texas. Download the app today and use the code STU to get $50 instantly when you play only $5. The code is STU on Prize Picks. Get $50 instantly when you play only $5. Win or lose, you still get that $50 just for playing, guaranteed. It's Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
We're going to get into the tariffs. They seem to be working. Let's talk about that next. Hello, you sick, twisted freak. Welcome to the program. So, the one thing that you have to understand about Donald Trump is he is a negotiator. And unlike anything that America has ever had in a president, when you have a tough negotiator, you're buying a house or you're buying a car. I don't know about you, but I don't like negotiating for a car. I call my brother and they're like, hey, Robert, will you go with my daughter and buy that car? I went and I test drove it and I checked it all out, but I'm not a good, I hate it. It makes me so uncomfortable. Are you like that, Stu?
Oh, I don't like it. I mean, I'll push myself through those things, but no one enjoy. Some people actually do enjoy it, and I'm
Robert
not that
does.
guy. Yeah,
Robert
totally. Robert
loves it.
He's totally that guy.
Yeah,
but some people just live.
Yeah, I don't
do that. I don't live for it. I'll push myself through it, but I don't live for it.
Yeah, if you have a Robert though in your life, you wouldn't.
Oh yeah, screw it. Turn it over to him.
Right. So I hate it. I just hate it, and I'll sit there. I've been with him at times, and I'll just sit there like, oh my gosh. And I end up feeling bad for the guy. I'm like, the guy's not going to eat, Robert. You're just taking money out of his. And this whole showroom's going to close down if you negotiate it. I don't know what it is about me, but I just get like that. And that's what Trump is. Trump is a guy who just lives for these moments, and that's why he's so good at it. And we've never had a president do the right thing for the people. He's been saying the same thing since like 1980. He's like, these are bad deals. I mean, I don't know who's negotiating for the United States, but there hasn't been a good deal ever. And now, the tariff thing. Listen to this. India believes that Trump's tariffs would hit 87% of the goods they export to the U.S. every year. 87%. So what happened? So now he met with the president of India. And they got along fine. Now he comes home and he's like, I think we should cut the tariffs on the U.S. products. I think maybe we could do that. 55% of the goods from the U.S. are subject to 5 to 30% tariffs. The dairy products and everything else, 30 to 60%. They were off the table entirely. Tariffs on other food items could be lowered, as could automotive tariffs. How much is the automotive tariff against the United States to India, one of the largest populations in the world?
India has a very high tariff structure.
Yeah, what do you think the high tariff would be?
I don't know the
on
number off the top of my head.
100% minimum on some cars, over 100%. So you want to buy a Ford truck? You ain't buying one in India.
No,
I mean you got to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
To buy a truck.
Yeah, Biden put 100% tariffs on cars coming in. I think it was from China in his.
Yeah, that's
term.
fine. We don't necessarily want Chinese cars.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to buy a Chinese car. But
I just don't want to embolden. I don't want to give them a dime.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I think that's what's interesting about this is, and this is why I don't freak out about tariff threats, because you never know what Trump is doing with this stuff. I think
we do.
Do we? What is it?
I think he is going in and getting the best deal he can by just not blinking.
Well, what's the best deal? Like, are tariffs a good policy or a bad policy?
It depends. I think tariffs are a good policy if we are just trying to get reciprocal.
So they're a good policy if it gets rid of tariffs are a good policy if it gets rid of tariffs?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I love tariffs because I think
that's how he's using them so far. He's like, you have to, you must comply, or at least treat us somewhat fairly. Otherwise, we're going to do the same to you.
Yeah, he said both things.
Yeah,
he said before, hey, let's just get rid of all tariffs. Mm-hmm. And he said that to foreign countries.
I know, yes.
And now, I don't know if he really wants that. If that's his end goal and he uses tariff threats to get there, I'm 100% behind him.
Right.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I mean, I will say the uncertainty is difficult on American business owners. I mean, it is. And it does create uncertainty in the economy. And there's a trade-off there, just like he's making on a bunch of different areas. We might feel some pain, and hopefully it comes to a better conclusion in the end. And I've talked to some of these business owners. It's tough on them.
I
was talking to one guy who's got a shipment coming in. He's just praying it gets here before April 2nd. Because if it doesn't, it wipes out a massive chunk of his reserve cash.
I have a good friend who's
in his entire business.
I have a good friend who's a car dealer of like high end cars.
Sure.
And we were talking the other day, and I'm like, "Hey, how are those tariffs working out for you?" And he's like, "Right now, it's fantastic."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Everybody's coming in.
Right.
April 1st, it'll be
yeah.
it'll be a ghost town."
These are the trade-offs, and
Right.
and to be 100% fair to Donald Trump, which I know the media never will. He told everyone this
Exactly
is what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise. And I think, like, if the end game winds up being, I would love to have low tariff, largely free trade, especially maybe my number one target for this would be India. It is a massive producer of goods, and it is not China. Mm-hmm. You have over a billion people there where we can have the benefits of these sorts of trade interactions and not have to do it with China. That is a massive thing. And to take a country the size of India and bring it closer to us
is great.
Is a great development.
But not if you're going to do. I mean, really 100% tariffs on our automobiles,
and that's bad, right?
Yeah,
right. So what? Where do we go from that with tariffs? Right? They're bad.
Yeah,
like it would be great to get them to zero.
Yeah, why should we have all the tariffs on imposed on our goods?
I think you're right.
If you're going to do that, fine. I'll show you the pain you're inflicting on us.
And when that is the gambit, right?
Correct.
That we can survive the pain longer than these other nations, which, by the way, is probably true.
Oh, it is true. Right now, we can. We're not in great shape, but we're in better shape than everybody else. Yes.
So we can put pain on ourselves and put pain on the other side, and they will deal with the same thing. And I just think that, like, you look at like India having 100% tariffs. To me, I think China is a different conversation, but to me, that's a bad policy. I don't want to replicate India's bad policy. I don't think that's a good idea. A good idea, though, is saying, hey, let me show you how bad this policy is.
Here's what I'd like.
Therefore, we'll remove the policy from both sides and be able to deal with each other honestly and fairly. That's a great approach, and it seems to be the one that Trump is taking in most cases.
Here's what I really like. Donald Trump understands in every single way mutually assured destruction. Okay?
Yes.
He is absolutely terrified. I mean, I have talked to him privately about our nukes, and he is like, Glenn, I rebuilt the nuclear strategy. I rebuilt and updated those. He's like, they should never, ever, ever come out of darkness. You should never use those. We're all dead if those are ever used. Okay? So he knows that. But he's also not afraid of saying, but I will use them if I have to. That's the same thing with his tariffs. Look, knock it off. But if this is an economic nuclear weapon, fine. I'll show you. I want you to know I will match you one-on-one, and I will even throw a few more missiles your way, economic trade missiles. I'm going to throw a few more of your... Oh, you don't like it? Then let's not do it. I love that. Yeah. I love that.
I think it's pretty consistent. And then that's what we were talking about when it comes to foreign affairs. He has a very consistent approach there. And I think it does freak people out. And at times can fire people into areas of sort of chaos and uncertainty, and that can be problematic. And largely, it can be problematic for him because if the economy goes down and we have a recession, it's going to be harder for him to do the things he wants to do.
Right?
He knows this.
I know he does.
He is making a calculation that this is going to be worth it, and the way you judge that is on the results.
Yeah. And you won't know that for a year.
You won't know that for a while, yeah.
You'll know that in the end of it, and maybe by the end of the year, you'll start to go, okay, that was a really bad idea, or my gosh, did that really work out?
Yeah.
And you're starting to see, I mean, as April 1st is looming, you're starting to see these countries go, I don't think he's bluffing. What we're doing is they're driving a little, Hyundai, and we're driving this giant American Mack truck. And they're both on the highway going 90 miles an hour right towards each other. And Trump, I mean, just think of that Trump picture, that is hanging on the wall of every government building now. I think that it might be his booking picture, you know what I mean? That he hung up all over the country, where he's just like, "Hi, I'm your president." And imagine his face with just the light of the dashboard of the truck barreling at you, and you're there from, France in your little meep, meep. You're like, "I am driving a Peugeot. Surely he will not run over me. Surely he will." And you get off the road. That's the moment we're approaching now on April 1st. And I'm telling you, he's not going to swerve. He's not going to swerve.
No.
And that's why the world is freaking out. And that's why they're trying to make everybody on Earth freak out. Because if everybody on Earth is like, "This is so bad, it's going to leave out with lava," they think he'll swerve. I got news for you. You can't hear a lot from the beast. I mean, he rolls up those windows in that Cadillac, and he's not really hearing anything. So it's the cries of everybody in Europe going, "Oh, this is going to hurt us so bad." He's not hearing you. He's not hearing you. He's not going to swerve. I would suggest
swerve, please,
swerve, blink. We'll see. All right, Good Ranchers is our sponsor. Here's the deal with imported meats from overseas. You will never know what you're getting. Not really. It's it's meat from some other place that you don't even know where they're from. Is it chock full of things like bacteria, or maybe, shot with hormones or additives? I don't know. You know where it came from? Nope. What you do know is the meat produced by American farms and ranches, the only kind of meat that Good Ranchers deals with ever. The beef they source comes from grass-fed and grain-finishing beef. The chicken is free of antibiotics, hormones, and vaccines. And their shrimp, they're pulling it out right now as we speak out of the good old Gulf of America. Good Ranchers partners with small farmers and ranchers all across the country, helping you to keep them in business. I repeat, they only sell American beef, chicken, pork, and seafood. That means they sell quality meats. And they even have a healthier seed oil-free chicken nuggets for your kids. So when you buy from Good Ranchers, you're helping preserve a way of life. Visit goodranchers.com. That's goodranchers.com. Use the promo code Beck. Claim $25 off and free meat in every box for a year. It's promo code Beck at goodranchers.com. American meat delivered.
You want the truth unfiltered? Pull up a chair, my friend. You're in the right place. This is Glenn Beck.
Well, artificial intelligence is everywhere. It's writing Hollywood movies now. It is generating deepfake videos of politicians.
It's got Stu. You're believing Stu is actually Stu. That's not him. He's an AI.
I haven't come to work in a year and a half.
About a week ago.
Or I'm dead. One of the two. AI is going to eventually, of course, turn us into its robot servants. We all know that's coming. But it's starting small. They're using it now to steal homes. It's called house stealing. It's AI is making it a lot easier for scammers to forge documents and create fake identities and transfer your home title without ever stepping foot on your property. One day you own your house. Next day you don't. Some other guy you've never heard of is taking out a giant loan against it and making your finances go upside down. They don't even check with you. They don't even bother to even ask. It's just hurtful. Home Title Lock can protect you from this. They've got the triple lock protection, giving you round-the-clock monitoring, instant alerts if anything changes. And if your title is stolen, their U.S.-based team works fast to restore it at no extra cost. And because Home Title Lock actually wants to stop these criminals before they turn your house into some scam, they're going to give you 30 free days of triple lock protection for free, plus a free title history report. You just have to use the code BLAZE when you sign up at HomeTitleLock.com. AI is changing the world. Don't make it change it poorly for you. It's HomeTitleLock.com. Promo code is BLAZE. HomeTitleLock.com. The code is BLAZE.
Let's see. We got the Blaze TV comments people are watching. They're talking about Jasmine Crockett. Bobby says, so profound and a good display of her intellect. Rick, I bet Jasmine misses the Jerry Lewis telethons. They were hilarious with all those kids in wheelchairs. Good times. Measy, I think her being buttoned up is the fakeness. This is really Jasmine Crockett.
It's interesting. It's an interesting theory.
If you're a Blaze TV supporter and subscriber, you can jump on to the chat and make comments during the show, and we love to read your comments. You're very, very funny people. All right. Speaking of Blaze TV, you can watch the show tonight on Pluto. It's my Wednesday night special. You can watch it on YouTube tomorrow. I highly recommend that you watch this one on Blaze TV because I recorded this yesterday because of I have to travel tonight. I'm giving a speech in Florida, and I'm glad we did because the interviews each ran really, really long. And I said, just let them run. If I'm getting good stuff, I just let it run. And so you'll see the full show, which is like an hour and maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour 40 minutes of the full show tonight, if you're watching on Blaze TV. And I have to tell you, I walked into this JFK thing thinking one thing. I confirmed, I think, in my own mind, some things that I believed, and I've completely changed on other things. And I have to tell you, it is an absolute exact replay of what we're living through right now, which is a little terrifying. But I think, the reason why the JFK files are so important is because of what I think we found. And everybody will say there's no big deal. Well, there were some things in there. Again, if you're not looking for the who, you're looking for the what. What were they protecting? What are they trying to hide? And it's not old stuff. I believe it is current. And you just don't miss this show. It's one of my favorite shows ever. We rebuilt the Oval Office because that is the Oval Office set that we've used here. The JFK, the movie from Oliver Stone, it was filmed in these studios. I bought the old Paramount lot here in Dallas. And so they were filmed in these studios on the big stage that we rebuilt it. So it is the original set from the movie JFK by Oliver Stone. What's interesting is we are further away today from that movie than when that movie came out from JFK's assassination. That amazing?
That does not feel possible.
Yeah. And my gosh, Stu, I'm so excited to hear your point of view on this because we put together this case and just went for what? Not who, what? What are they protecting? Oh, my gosh. And did you see the guy who was on Alex Jones a few weeks ago, and he had this tape from his family? His grandfather was on tape, along with the head of the DNC, the DNC, the Democratic Party, during Johnson's tenure. Their friends started to get offed, and so they decided to have a conversation and tape it. This guy is in studio with me, and he brought the tape with him, the actual tape, not the digital, the actual. You will hear it played from the actual tape for the first time tonight on the Glenn Beck Wednesday night special. Grab a subscription right now, blazetv.com/Glenn. Use the promo code Glenn and save. Don't miss it tonight.
This is Glenn Beck.